Welcome to my tutorial on modulation, moving the music from here to there. When using tonicization, it's like a trip to the store and back. Short and sweet. Modulation, on the other hand, is like a long vacation. It takes planning and preparation. However, there's always the exception to the rule, which is referred to as an abrupt modulation. You simply end the verse or a statement in one key, choose a new key, and continue playing the song. Let me give you a couple of examples of an abrupt modulation. Something I'm sure you know. Even the untrained ear will realize that something happened to the music. In that case, I took it from C into D flat, 5 flats, very abruptly. I could have taken it to any of the other 11 keys. Softly As I Leave You, a great song with modulation that's written right into the music. The song moves back and forth between C and E flat. Now the key changes are noticeable, but done in a classy way. Let's take a look. Into the key of E flat. Now getting back into the key of C, the composer sticks strictly diatonic with the key of E flat, and then he just jumps into the key of C. Let's pick it up as we come into the key change back into C. Could be improved, mind you, if I reinterpreted that 2 chord, the F minor, 2 of E flat. He has it going to the B flat 7 chord, the 5, and then instead of going to E flat, it jumps into C. What if I reinterpreted that F minor chord as a 4 minor chord in C, then took it to the C's dominant chord, the G7? I think you'll find it a smoother transition. Let's give it a listen. Less of a bump. Many songs have modulations, as I've already mentioned, built right into the characteristic of the song. That Sinatra classic, The Summer Wind, comes to mind. It starts off in E flat, then goes up a whole tone into F, and then a whole tone into G. No bridge, no release, just the key changes make it all happen. Let's take a look at the changes. Moving into the key of F. And to the dominant of F, C7, and the change. And coming back around again. Down to the dominant, the D7 into G. You get the idea. Just moving up whole tones. In the craft of creative modulation, most people don't realize that a new key change has been established. Although for many music lovers, it will still affect their psyche. Many modulations start at the end of a verse where a few bars are skillfully placed to move the melody and the harmony in the direction of the new incoming key. But even an abrupt modulation can be executed craftily in a location, in a verse, and the public, for the most part, will never realize it. I'm going to play 12 bars or so of Mancini's Moon River, starting in the key of C, and I'm going to move it into E flat major. That's 3 flats. If you can figure out exactly where and when my modulation takes place, well, give yourself a pat in the back, because I'll tell you, the majority of the people won't be able to. In the key of E flat. If you didn't figure out exactly when that happened, don't worry, relax. I'm coming back before the end of the tutorial and show you what I did. Let's talk about pivot chords. Well, what is it? Well, a pivot chord is usually found in both keys. It's the chord that you approach in one key and then reinterpret it as it relates to the new key you intend to go to. I'm going to use the key of C as my starting off point, and in these upcoming examples, using the 2 chord, D minor, as my pivot chord. But before that, let's take a closer look at D minor and its position in other related keys. For the starters, it's the 2 chord in the key of C. Of course, it's the 4 chord in A minor. The 6 chord in F major. D minor is the 3 chord in B flat. And of course it's the 1 chord in D minor. Let's look at these examples starting in C, then modulating to some of these other related keys. Remember, it takes both melody and harmony working together to achieve arriving smoothly into a new key. Now, before I play each example, perhaps it would be a good idea to take a look at the music. Well, here I am in the key of C, and my ultimate goal is to take us into the key of F. Now, we have to assume that I've already established the key of C maybe 16 bars back, because these examples are rather short. So I'm well established in the key of C. We've decided that my 2 chord, D minor 7 in the key of C, is going to be my pivot chord, and I'm going to reinterpret it as a 6 chord in F. So this is my 1 chord, going to my 6 chord, and my pivot chord. At this point, I'm not thinking any more about the key of C. I am directing everything towards the key of F. So I come over here and I take a look and say, A minor, this is a 3 chord in F. Now I have to make sure that this is not interpreted as a 6 chord in C. So I'm going to obscure this a bit by using a little tonicization. The E7, I'll make that the 5 of my 3 chord. And of course we know that any 5 chord can be split between a 2 and a 5. B diminished is the 2 chord of A minor, so this would become the 2 of 3 in the key of F. So that sets me up into the 3 chord. Primary movement from A minor up 4 to D minor would almost take me right back into the 2 chord. I don't want that, so I'm going to still use the same root, but here's where tonicization comes in very handy. I'm going to turn this into a 5 of 2. So now a strong push into the G minor chord, definitely the 2 chord in F, to the 5 chord, and finally I arrive in the new key of F. 1 A little standard here, 1, 6, 2, 5. All these chords diatonic, and let us settle in to the new key. Let's give that a listen. In the key of F. Firmly in the key of B flat. Starting in C. Firmly in the key of C. Now I'm going to start my move. Now I did say I'd get back to where I did the key change in Moon River, so let's pick it up just before that key change happened. At this point, Mancini uses tonicization. He plays a B half diminished 7, which is a 2 of the 6th chord, the A minor, going to the 5 of the 6th, the E7, and into the 6th chord, and happily continues in the key of C. So I got out of there before then. Let's see what I did. Came in on that B half diminished 7, the 2 of the 6th, the A minor, but jumped up and grabbed the D half diminished, reinterpreted as the 2 of the 6th chord in E flat, the C minor, going to the 5 of 6, the G7, and gently came into the C minor, the 6th chord of E flat, and happily continued along in the new key. In closing, I have a challenge for you. A while back I posted the song What Kind of Fool, made famous by Barbra Streisand and Barry Gibb, one of the co-writers. I start the song in the key of A major, 3 sharps, then I move it into D major, 2 sharps, and I do all of this just in the first 8 bars. I'm going to play you a clip from that video, starting just as the introduction sets up the first verse. See if you can pick out exactly when the key change took place, then post your answer in the comment section of this tutorial. I promise I will reveal the answer in due process. And of course, it continues from there in D major with no more key changes. I trust you got a better understanding of modulation. So until next time, good day.